Business owner took legal action after she says the mayor refused to sign paperwork she needed to open her business. Regina Waldrop was in the court for today's hearing.
This is the third time this year that this case has been before a Cook County judge. Today, the owners of the business are able to walk away with 2 of the 3 liquor licenses they applied for, while Mayor Henyard is facing a serious charge from the judge. Frustration and relief for a small business owner.
There's a strange blend of frustration and relief in the air today for one small business owner. After what felt like an endless battle, Tiffany Kamar finally stepped out of a Cook County courtroom this time, holding the liquor licenses she's been fighting to secure so she can finally open St. Patrick's, her family-owned restaurant. Kamar had to take things to court after claiming she was repeatedly blocked from getting her liquor licenses by none other than Mayor Tiffany Henyard, who conveniently also holds the title of Liquor Commissioner. On Wednesday, Cook County Judge Cecilia Haran gave a direct order. Henyard had until 5 p.m. Thursday to sign those licenses. But just like that, Tiffany missed the deadline. This isn't new. This is classic city girl mayor behavior. She's been playing this game for a while. About a year ago, we talked about how she was allegedly sabotaging small businesses, especially ones that didn't fold under pressure or hand over cash. And now, here's another example. Another black woman entrepreneur stuck in the crosshairs. One of dozens. Tiffany Teflon Tahoe Henyard Kamar Mayport has been straight up blocking this woman, refusing to sign off on what she legally needs to open her restaurant. That holdup didn't just delay the dream, it drained her finances. The business owners already lost serious money waiting and then had to spend even more dragging the mayor into court. But this time, she came out with a win. The court sided with her and Tiffany. She didn't just lose the case, she got slapped with a criminal contempt charge, Max Solomon. The attorney representing Tiffany Henyard tried to do some damage control. He claimed the delay wasn't personal, it was just a paperwork issue. According to him, the documents signed today involved another entity. And that's what supposedly caused the holdup. That, he insists, was the only reason for the missed deadline. But Kamar isn't buying it. She's made it clear this ordeal has cost her big. Time lost, money drained. And now, she wants Henyard to be held accountable. She's not just asking for a signature anymore, she's demanding payback. Honestly, the judge should have thrown her in jail right then and there, just like they would for anybody else. You already know she was acting wild and out of control. That's just another day in the life for this so-called city girl mayor. That building should have been up and running by now, generating tax revenue for the village. Instead, Tiffany Tahoe decided to sit on those licenses, just like she's done with countless other businesses, while swiping village and township credit cards like they're her personal piggy bank. Let's not act brand new over a year ago. A whistleblower came forward and spilled everything. They said Tiffany Tahoe personally ordered them not to issue licenses to folks who didn't support her. That's not leadership. It's intimidation. That's corruption. And the way she treated me and others, flat out wrong. Sasha Williams is one of 3 former village employees now suing Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard in the village itself, according to Williams. Things got way worse about a year before she left. That's when the mayor allegedly started demanding unethical favors. We're talking about holding back building permits and business licenses from anyone who didn't line her campaign pockets or who simply rubbed her the wrong way. Williams says she pushed back. She raised concerns. And what did they do? Shoved her into the water department and eventually fired her, mind you. She was the only one in the whole office who even knew how to process business licenses. But they still pushed her out. I remember covering this back when it first broke. It wasn't even a secret the city girl mayor was deliberately withholding licenses from people she didn't like or those who refused to play the campaign money game. So it's not even shocking that she pulled the same move on Sasha. This isn't just unethicalized, completely out of pocket. And now Tiffany Tahoe's got an even bigger mess to clean up. Former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot has wrapped up a major investigation, one that's been going on for nearly a year. What did it reveal? That when Tiffany took over Dolton, the village had a surplus of millions. She somehow flipped that into a $6 million deficit at its worst point. Last night, the community came together to hear the truth about the investigation. Here's what went down. Lightfoot investigation. Good evening, I'm Erica Sargent. And I'm Joe Donnan. We begin at 6 with breaking news. A long-awaited investigation into a suburban mayor's wild spending is about to drop. Dolton is drowning in a multi-million-dollar deficit, and the people want answers. We're coming to you live from the Dolton Park District, where any moment now, former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot is expected to reveal the findings of her deep dive into Dolton's finances. Our remonter is on the ground. Ari, you followed this story from day one. What are we learning tonight? Well, Erica and Joe, first off, Mayor Lightfoot arrived just about 4 minutes ago. I've been told her report is going to outline some brand new financial bombshells. Here in Dolton, this is officially Dolton's financial accountability session. Let's take a look inside. It's packed. There are barely any empty seats and the meeting's just about to begin. You'll remember, last year Dolton's Board of Trustees brought in Lightfoot to find out what happened to all the missing financial documents, because Mayor Henyard straight up refused to hand them over just a few months ago. Lightfoot gave us a sneak peek at what she'd already found. Turns out 2 Dolton officers, one of them a former deputy chief, were raking in overtime pay that was more than double their base salary. She also revealed that the village blew $40,000 on Amazon in a single day, without even having an Amazon account on file. But the biggest red flag? Dolton is running $3.5 million in the red. Let's not forget. Mayor Tiffany Henyard fought this investigation from day one. She vetoed the probe, but trustees overruled her. Residents were determined to hear the truth with their own ears. When asked why they showed up tonight, one resident said, "It's history. We've been fighting this battle for 4 years." Now sure, some folks might say, why are we paying Lori Lightfoot to find the money when we're already broke? But others argue it takes money to recover money. This isn't your average trustee meeting, it's a special town hall, so don't expect Henyard to show up. She's not even required to be here. And even if she was, she'd probably just say, "Whatever, I do what I want." Lightfoot's investigation makes one thing clear. The money in Dolton wasn't just mismanaged, it was completely unaccounted for. Back in 2021, when the trustees first started asking questions, Lightfoot says the Henyard administration did everything it could to hide the truth. The Dolton Fieldhouse was packed, and the tension was thick. People wanted answers. And for many, this was the first time they were finally hearing the full picture. Longtime resident Anthony Williams said, "I'm very disappointed." We wanted to hear it straight from Lightfoot because most residents had no idea just how deep the mess went. The report exposed insane credit card usage, spending that no one had oversight on. In fact, the trustees didn't even have access to most of the credit card records over the past several years. From 2022 to 2023 alone, Dolton racked up nearly $780,000 in credit card charges. And Lightfoot couldn't confirm what most of those purchases were even for, let alone if they had anything to do with village business. She says the obstacles kept piling up, roadblock after roadblock thrown her way by the administration. According to her, there was a calculated, deliberate effort by Mayor Henyard and key members of her team to keep the village's real financial state hidden from both trustees and the public. All of this? It's laid out in detail in Lori Lightfoot's final report. You might recall when the preliminary findings came out last August. Critics were quick to label the investigation a waste of taxpayer money. That stirred up even more concern among those running for office and fighting for transparency in Dolton. They weren't just questioning the mayor, they started looking at the entire legislative body, including the trustees. But the current trustees say hiring Lori Lightfoot was necessary. The moment they stopped getting financial reports, they knew something was off. They tried for years to get answers. Now with Lori's final report in hand, it confirms what they feared all along. And, yes, that $40,000 Amazon spending spree in one day was back in the spotlight. Lightfoot mentioned it again in her findings. Henyard had claimed the purchases were for the village ice rink, but that rink still hasn't opened to the public. So where did that money actually go? Now, before anyone jumps the gun, this wasn't a criminal investigation. It's important to be clear, Henyard continues to deny any wrongdoing. Reporting live from Dolton, CBS News Chicago's Garamont, Terry shared those updates. But it doesn't stop there. Lightfoot's report also raised red flags about spending in Thornton Township, another place where Henyard's influence runs deep. Tomorrow, the trustees in Thornton will meet for the first time since the newest trustee, Stephanie Weed, was officially sworn in last week. With her on board, the board now has a quorum whether Supervisor Henyard shows up or not. That means they can finally move forward with business. Big changes in staffing and leadership are expected to come out of that meeting. And with Stephanie in place, trustees Chris Gonzalez and Carmen can finally get back to doing their jobs without waiting on Henyard. Back in Dolton, though, the mayor still has defenders even after locking trustees out of the financial records for over a year, all while draining village funds with reckless credit card charges. Just in 2023, her credit card spending in Dolton crossed over $700,000, and that doesn't even include what she spent in Thornton Township, where she was also running things. Before she came in, the credit card limit in Thornton was only $30,000, but she bumped it up to $200,000 and started spending like there was no cap at all. If I hadn't called this out on YouTube over a year and a half ago, she'd probably still be getting away with it. Because let's be honest, the DA didn't step in, and neither did the governor. It was the people, the real residents of Dolton, who stepped up, the watchdogs, the ones who refused to stay silent and kept putting pressure on until someone finally paid attention. It's crystal clear. This is a textbook case of financial mismanagement. And since 2023, folks have been asking the same thing. Where are the feds? Well, trust me, they're coming. You can mark my words. Tiffany. Henyard will be indicted this year, somewhere between April and July. The people around her didn't get indicted for nothing. The hammer is coming. Just wait now, it's time to open this up. What do you think about everything going on in Dolton and Thornton? Drop your thoughts in the comments, I want to hear from you. Big shout out to Roland C. for always holding it down, and to Creed, Charles A.G. And Samuel, your support keeps this going. And if you want to show some love, the PayPal link is right below. For honest commentary, real reporting, and a woman's perspective you can trust, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to like and share. Let's keep this conversation alive.